Hey everyone, my name is Rob. Welcome to my channel, The Movie Vault, where I want to help advise and inform you guys about 4K Blu-ray, DVD and movie collecting. If that sounds like something you're interested in, you may want to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that little bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Let's get into today's video. Thanks for joining me everyone on this video. Today we're going to count down my top 5 4K Blu-rays in my movie collection here, the Movie Vault. And to put a little twist on things, I'm going to talk about only older movies in today's video. I will do another video where I talk about newer movies, but today let's talk about older movies. Coming in at number 5 on the countdown is 1989's Batman, directed by Tim Burton. Cast includes Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson and Kim Basinger, just to name a few. This is a Warner Brothers release on 4K UHD here. Amazing 4K HDR, looks fantastic on this release. The shadows, the details in Joker's face is unbelievable. The shadows and the gradients in the Batcave look fantastic. There is an amazing Dolby Atmos sound mix on this. Unfortunately, Warner's have gone in and sort of remixed the audio for the Dolby Atmos mix on this, and they've gone in and added some new sound effects and changed some sound effects, which is kind of disappointing. If you're a big fan of the movie like I am, this is going to change how the movie sounds a little bit for you, your viewing experience on this one. Another reason that Batman comes in at number 5 on the list is sometimes 4K can bring up a lot of detail in the picture that you may not necessarily have seen in a previous Blu-ray or DVD release, and for that reason that's why it comes in at number 5 for me. There is a little too much detail where in some of the Batman fight scenes you can clearly see it's not Michael Keaton, it's the stunt performer as Batman, and it just kind of takes you out of the movie for a little bit for me. But other than that, this can't be faulted. It's a fantastic looking 4K restoration and release. Batman 1989 comes in at number 5 on my list. My number 4 pick is from 1986 and was released by Paramount Pictures this year. It's Top Gun, starring Tom Cruise, Anthony Edwards, Val Kilmer, Kelly McGillis and Meg Ryan, just to name a few. This is a brand new 4K remaster and restoration. HDR is in there again, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, brilliant picture quality on Top Gun here. There is an absolutely amazing Dolby Atmos sound mix on here. They've done an outstanding job on the audio and picture quality on this one, Paramount Pictures, and this features some of the best aerial plane fight photography that I've ever seen in any movie, directed by Tony Scott, and yeah, fantastic stuff. Top Gun is another recommendation here and makes my number 4 pick on the list. Ranking number 3 on my list here, this is from 1980, released by Universal Pictures this year in 2020. It's The Blues Brothers, originally from 1980. Fantastic movie, directed by John Landis, stars John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd and Carrie Fisher in there as well. There's an absolutely stunning 4K restoration and transfer on this one. They've done a fantastic job. HDR 10 is in there as well to give you those gradients in the shadows and the highlights. There's a really nice DTS-X audio sound mix on this, and it has a nice balance between the musical side of things and the dialogue and the speech and the action stuff as well. They've really nailed it with the DTS-X audio mix on this one. There's a perfect amount of film grain in here because all of these movies were shot on film, and there's just a nice amount in there for this one, and there's some really nice color grading on the Blues Brothers. I really like what they've done here, Universal Pictures. Unbelievable detail in the picture again, as you would expect with 4K. You're seeing stuff you just cannot see on previous Blu-ray or DVD releases. So my number 3 pick is The Blues Brothers. Coming in at number 2 here on my list, we're starting to get into like where it really gets hard to decide, but my number 2 pick is from 1975, again under the Universal Pictures release. This is Jaws, fantastic 4K restoration, absolutely beautiful looking picture on this one. Dolby Vision, HDR is in there again. You have a brand new Dolby Atmos soundtrack sound mix on this, which is unbelievable, and with John Williams' score really pulls it off. Really fantastic Atmos mix on this one. And I think when I originally reviewed this here on the channel, I said this is what 4K should look like, and I stand by that to this day. Jaws 1975, directed by Steven Spielberg of course, and your cast includes on this one Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss. Absolutely fantastic movie. Do add this to your collection, Jaws 1975. And making the final number 1 spot and pick here on my list, top 5 4K Blu-rays. This is 1979's Alien, released by 20th Century Fox. I have a steelbook release here. This was released last year, 2019, for the 40th anniversary of Alien, directed by Ridley Scott. And you talk about like amazing casts, I always say that here on the channel. Tom Skerritt, Sigourney Weaver, Harry Dean Stanton, Yaphet Kotto, Ian Holm, John Hurt and Veronica Cartwright. Unbelievable stuff here. Absolutely stunning 4K restoration, picture and audio on this one. Ridley Scott himself was involved with the restoration here with 20th Century Fox pre-Disney takeover, and even from the start of the movie, from the get-go, the halls and the corridors in the empty ship where everyone's kind of coming out of hypersleep, the HDR kicks in, you get the gradients and the shadows looking down the halls, fantastic. The white highlights of that room, the kind of the hypersleep chamber when they're all waking up, looks fantastic. The miniatures, all the spaceships were miniatures in Alien and they look unbelievable. So much detail, and for miniatures, like you wouldn't even think something that was made 41 years ago now looks absolutely stunning on 4K here. The bright whites, you know, HDR, a lot of people talk about the shadows and the gradients, but the bright whites, the highlights with the HDR kick in as well, where they kind of take the ship down to the alien planet to investigate, where the engines kick off, fire up, looks really, that really stands out with the bright whites in there as well. The detail in the space jockey is fantastic. The detail in Giger's xenomorph design is unbelievable. The chest burster scene, one of the greatest death scenes in movie history as far as I'm concerned, looks absolutely stunning in 4K. It's unbelievable the detail that you see in here, and for that reason, that's why Alien makes my number 1 pick here. I just believe the picture quality and audio quality on this one is just slightly above everything else here I've mentioned on my list. Okay, so that's my top 5 4K Blu-rays, older movies here in my collection. And I guess a question you might be asking yourself after watching this video is it worth an upgrade to go from DVD or Blu-ray to these 4Ks I've mentioned here? And yes, 100%, 110%, 120%, you must upgrade these if you're a fan of any of these movies. If you're starting off with 4K and you want to see some older movies, how good they look on 4K, definitely pick up these 5 movies I've mentioned here. If you are interested in picking them up, I have some links in the description box where you can order these straight away. That's going to do it for this video, guys, here on the channel. If you like it, of course, please give it a thumbs up. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, if this sounds like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that little bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.